everybody, and thank you very much for the invitation to come over and talk to you today. We're going to share with you some cutting edge psychology, but it's going to be simple. You don't have to put your thinking caps on. I thought it was interesting to set a bit of a scene, this isn't rocket science, okay? Unemployment rose from 4.6% in 2007 to nearly 15% in 2011. We're talking about Ireland here. It's called HR's Recession. It's in the July CIPD brochure. Insolvency rose by 80%. Average earnings fell in the private sector, and the social partnership model was in crisis. The good news is Ireland is not unique in this, okay? Because the rest of the world is suffering as well. And if anyone's here from the banking fraternity, banks in the UK aren't lending either. So there's no point in knocking banks because they're not lending wherever. But I sort of cast my mind back about 15 years because what we're going to show you today, it's about a journey. One of my journeys was talking about a survival plan in the oil and gas industry. This was a £4 billion company. It had a 500 million black hole in the balance sheet, and we were looking at a survival plan. The issue about survival is it puts certain mindsets in place. You actually miss opportunities because your activities and your behaviour is all about survival. So 5 years ago, when you were in boom time here, why is it different now? You're the same people, nothing's changed. But we're actually letting the outside, the economy, affect what we're doing. But what we've got is an opportunity here to make a change. And I'm going to say to you that every single one of you has got it in you because you've been there before. It's just a matter of bringing it back and doing it again. Now our journey is all about maps. And we spent long and hard about our first map, so we came up with this map. And if you look at traditional training works in the business fit arena and the knowledge fit arena. And if you go to any professor, wherever they are in the world, they will tell you between 2 and 20% transfers back into the workplace. Well, if you're only getting 2 to 20% transference, on leadership skills, then why do it in the first place? So what Graham has done over, he's going to say probably 12 years, but it's a lot longer journey, I can assure you, is we've looked at what the entry point is for improving the business fitness and the knowledge fitness, and it's all about being mind fit. And you've got workbooks in your packs today, and we're going to be working through that workbook. It's your personal workbook, because hopefully this is the start of your new journey. I'm just going to hand over to Graham, because I'm glad you've all got your jackets on, because this is an interactive workshop. So you'll be looking for volunteers as we move through. So watch out, as they say.
Just checking where you were.
You didn't bother.
Just see what I'm going to say. Yeah, it's been quite an incredible journey. I used to work with some former Olympic guys who'd finished their sports career and were performance coaches, and I was one of a team who used to go into loads of blue chip companies. But then we started looking at why a lot of management training wasn't having the impact it should. And it was really interesting. We found the answer very quickly. It was the problem with transferring learning into action, so it's sustainable. So people gained knowledge, they learnt, and if you're at university or college and you're doing certificates and diplomas and degrees, that's fair enough. But how do you transfer it back into action in the real world of work? And that was the dilemma. So we come up with this. Well, what is it? I'm going to unravel this morning. What we discovered was, as it says there, mind fitness is a source of personal power and effective performance. Personal power is a combination. If you've got this, if your head's in the right place, and you have the knowledge you need, and the business elements in place, you have this huge sense of personal power. It's not the power which comes from position or expertise or information. It comes from inside. It's your driver. No matter what the economics are, it will drive you, keep you going. It actually builds in resilience, so you bounce back quickly. Don't mean to say you don't get knocked, because we will, but you bounce back quickly. It enables you to focus on what's really important. So I'm going to unravel this morning. One of the problems, though, I want to address very, very early on. So could I have that volunteer to join me here? Neville. Could you do, because I seriously want a volunteer here. One of you, please. Come on, guys. Your frontline business consultants.
Go on.
You run
Dynamics, here we go.
Yeah.
Come on, Tony. This is actually dead easy.
Not just a really
Now, Neville's putting on the table one of these. And if you all have a quick look, you will see that there's a square with an A on and a square with a B on. The truth is, the A and the B squares are the same shade. Who believes me? How do you believe it, Tony?
I can't see how it could be now.
Anyone else believe me? You believe me?
Yeah.
Seen it before? You would believe me. You've got the two holes and two squares. You still don't believe me, do you?
I do, yeah. Unbelievable. Honestly,
Tell them it's true.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Have you? Oh, you don't happen to
They
This
are
is-
actually true.
They are actually the same.
And if you come up later, I'll actually show all of it if you want to see it. But they are the same shade. This is quite fundamental. Thanks very much. You still don't believe me?
There isn't a film there. No, it's clear. I just can't believe it.
Thank you.
Just shows that
We're
if
finished.
there wasn't, take that line out.
Thank you.
What it's about is our brains get programs.
They are the same shape.
And beliefs program our brains. They're not facts or anything. It's just that we learn things without even realising it. We learn that checkerboards have alternate dark and light squares. And our brains accept that. When you put change in there, it still hangs on to the old belief. And the change is a great big tube with a shadow. It's actually quite a sophisticated life experiment. But beliefs are fundamental to mind fitness, because if all of us create a world around beliefs, we construct a world, and it may not be true. And what we discover is some of those beliefs, which we may not know we've got, are actually very detrimental to performance.